Hello, welcome to
the Thamesmen. Oh yeah, we do all that. So if, ladies and gentlemen, if you found us here down in the basement of despair, you are very bored.
And you're very near the edge of the internet.
You've actually finished Netflix and there's nothing left to do.
You've got nothing else left, and you're here with us in our basement listening to bad music.
So we have a main channel, Thamesmen 1, and that's a reaction channel where people suggest a channel, and they generally have very good taste in music, and that channel's doing really well.
Yeah, surprising. Yeah.
But this is but we every now and again we thought, well, we'll do our own tracks and not follow the suggestions, and we did, and they did dreadfully.
Not so good. Not so good. So yeah. So anyway, so we've set this up. Thamesmentoo, you're very welcome. Please like and subscribe. It'll be excellent. Thank you very much. We like that. And
I'm laughing because he does that with his finger because he knows I'm doing the edit. And that means I've got to get 2 buttons going now. Anyway, so Thamesmentoo, basically, this is where we choose the tracks. And I'm going, George. I'm gonna go. And I've been talking about Lou Reed. I've been talking about Velvet Underground for a long time. And basically, they are the #1 band that I grew up with and absolutely adored. So I'm just gonna go straight in and just do "Walk on the Wild Side" by Lou Reed.
I mean, you've always been a fanatic for Lou Reed. You like it is your sort of touchstone. You get a bit,
Well, he's not a musician for me.
What is he?
He's a poet. When he was at college, he studied under Delmore Schwartz, and I've read all Delmore Schwartz stuff, and he got really influenced. And then, so he, obviously it was an avant-garde band, Velvet Underground, to show that you didn't have to have pop lyrics. You could actually put intelligent poetry on top of music, and that was Velvet Underground. And then he after Velvet Underground, one of the very first people ever to get the Velvet Underground album was given as a promo to Lou Reed, and Lou Reed got the album before it came out, and then Tony Visconti as well got the album, and so Lou Reed was a huge fan. And when Lou Reed David Bowie was a huge fan, and when they were solo, Lou Reed solo, Bowie took the charts right at the height of his fame. Absolutely the height of his fame. Just done Spiders and Mars, whatever, came straight over and did Transformer album. And it's basically 90% Bowie and Ronson, who did all the production, but it's Lou Reed at his best as well. And what's so good about Walk on the Wild Side, Lou Reed had always wanted to write a song in chapters. So each verse is a different chapter, focus on a different person.
Okay.
And no one had done that. It's all about, having a good time. Yeah. So it's a book. So right. And in Lou in the factory where Andy Warhol's factory was, they had a lot of people who did all the movies. There's Little Joey, and there was whatever. So he does a chapter on each person. It's a book. We're going through a book, and that's why this song is so good.
Okay. All right. Well, that gives me a whole new appreciation for it. So
all right.
All right, I'm intrigued. Hey.
It's probably the easiest Lou Reed track to get into, the most commercial, and Lou Reed didn't like it particularly much. He felt it was too, Bowie made it too poppy, but, he also kind of really loved what it did to his career.
Okay. All right. Sounds
3, 2, 1, boom.
Holly came from Miami, FLA, hitchhiked away across USA, plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs, and then he was a she. She says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. Candy came from out on the island. In the back room she was everybody's darling, but she never lost her head. Even when she was giving head, she says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. And the colored girls go do 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 do. Little Joe never once gave it away. Everybody had to pay and pay. A hustle here and a hustle there. New York City is the place where they said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey Joe, take a walk on the wild side. Sugar Plum Fairy came and hit the streets, looking for soul food and a place to eat. Went to the Apollo, you should have seen him go, go, go. They said, hey sugar, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Alright. Huh. Jackie is just speeding away. Thought she was James Dean for a day. Then I guess she had to crash. Valium would have helped that patch. I said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. And the colored girls say, do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Oh, very good, very, very good. I honestly, first time I've ever listened to that with headphones on. I think actually.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
The thing about it, the whole thing about it is Lou Reed lived that life. It wasn't that he was just observing it.
Yeah.
You know, he loved living in the grime of New York. Right. He also, he had a girlfriend, and then he had Rachel as a girlfriend, who was a transvestite. And then after that, then he married Laurie Anderson or whatever. But so he lived with a transvestite for many years, and he wrote an amazing album for her as well. But he lived it. So when he's doing all those lyrics and he's talking about Jackie speeding away, and they all ended up very tragically, all these people. But it's real. He's living it. He's living the grime. He's living there. He's singing about real people. And I just, to be able to write little sequences like that and put it together is just amazing writing. It really is.
Yeah, it is a magic track. It really is. I mean, it's accessible, of course, but it's a clever track as well. So
I love the bass player. It was a session musician, and a guy called Herbie, and he puts down one bass, and then he says, well, the bass player, he actually said, why don't I also put down double bass, picking on top? And David Bowie said, yeah, all right. And he said he did it because at union rates, he gets paid like quadruple money. So that's why it's got that unique bass line. It's got an electric bass, and then the bass player went back and did a stand-up bass on top of it as well.
Okay. It's a beautifully put together track. Yeah. And it sounded great. Really
the whole album, if you listen to that album Transformer, it's all Bowie. And if you listen to the backing tracks, Lou Reed's favorite music was doo-wop. That's why you got the backing things there. But if you listen to the album and all the backing tracks, it is all Bowie and all at Bowie at his best as well.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
Well, there you go. Once you get me going in on a bit of Lou Reed, you know.
It's funny that it was like I talk about this weird coincidence. So this afternoon I was sort of looking around for some tracks we might be doing, and my favorite band, Spiritualized, and I came across there's a video of one of their tracks called "Hey Jane."
Yeah,
do you remember that?
Yeah, and I said that's a tough video to watch.
And I started watching it. I said, "Well, should we go down the channel?" And no, it's like it is almost too much in some regards. But it is the thing about it is it starts off with like a transvestite in the car, doing the work around the city, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So it was a weird coincidence, sort of thing. So
yeah. That's a great track, but tough, really tough video to watch. I like tough videos. I like tough subjects. But that one, not one. I know what you mean. I know why you didn't want to play it.
Yeah. But
at the end is horrendous, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's not good. So anyway, but crazy track. So so is that a banger or a wanger, sir?
Yeah. Well, I can't. Well, we all know it. We all know it's so influential.
Yeah.
But the catalog of Lou Reed and that turned to shit later on, but then came back later on. I was so. I couldn't score it because that was one of the first tracks I got into. So, and then it got stuck. I got stuck with when I was 13. I found the Velvet Underground, and I just got stuck with them.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. So then, which playlist does it go on?
Sunday morning.
It is a Sunday morning. That one, isn't it? Absolutely Sunday morning.
Get your coffee. The sun's coming through.
Yeah.
You've had a heavy night. Nice, relaxing double bass shuffle. Drums. Lovely.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, I'm glad we could do that. That's an awesome track, and it'd be really interesting to see how many likes or people watch this one.
I don't think many people will because it's such a well-known song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something you don't want to react to. I find it more interesting, not because it's a epic song. I found it purely interesting from the songwriting capabilities of Lou Reed. And the
history behind it's fascinating as well, with the Warhol and Bowie and all that stuff. That is fascinating. It's a moment of New York life. It's very New York. That so
good
stuff.
Krakatoa banger.
Krakatoa. Lovely job, mate. Glad you did that.
All right. I'll see you
on the flip side.
Don't need to do that. We've got sound effects.
You have a sound effect? I don't.
I do. There it is. All right. Cool. Yeah.
Good.